Hello again, this is PC Delta Link, back with more of our Enigmatica 2 Let's Play Normal Mode, and this is episode 94. Okay, as I had discussed at the end of last episode, today we are finally starting Blood Magic. I've really been looking forward to this one. I haven't played around with Blood Magic for a very long time. So alright, the first thing we're going to need to do is we would end up using our quest book here, and you can just checkbox this task, it's just to click it and you're done with the quest, and it will give you the book for Blood Magic, the Sanguine Scientium. But if you don't have it for whatever reason, or you lost it, the recipe for it is just any book with a piece of glass and a feather. That's all it takes to make it. Very simple. So this book is slightly different than like some of the previous ones we've worked with. It's broken down into 4 sections on alchemy, on the buildings, then demonkin, and the ritual master. So for now, we're going to stick with some of the basic stuff on here because, yeah, we aren't going to be using a lot of this stuff until later on. But one of the first things we're going to need is from the demonkin page, and it's going to be on Demon Will. Demon Will is something you will need in order to craft some of the items in this mod, and it's gotten from actual enemies. Here's the recipe for the first thing we're going to need. It is a Rudimentary Snare. So it's 4 string, 4 iron, and a piece of redstone. And that gets you 4, which is pretty nice. But the catch is that it doesn't always work when you actually use them on a target. So we're going to grab some of these with us. We already had a couple extra laying around. We got 16. That's a decent amount. I think I got a few more in my backpack. I do. So we need it to be nightfall. Let me go ahead and skip to... midnight's fine. So how these snares work is you throw them at an enemy mob, and if it takes effect, that's the other catch with these things, is it doesn't always work. And if it takes effect, you'll notice some like white sparkles and stuff. So let me see if I can find a little volunteer somewhere. Yeah, there's a spider right here. So let me go ahead and... See, that one didn't work. Oh, see, now he's sparkling with the little white particles, so that's in effect. Which means, yeah, we got one. Here's a Demonic Will. Now, it does say that the drop chance of this is affected by loot, or looting on your weapon. So, of course, my Draconic Sword has looting 3. So, it is the highest chance. But it's completely random how many of these snares you're going to have to throw for it to take effect. And, of course, you can miss. Yeah, see, that one took like 5 or 6. Also, once that effect actually takes effect on a mob, it doesn't last for that long, so you're going to want to go ahead and kill him pretty quick once it's finally taken effect. Let's see, that one take... This guy's being really stubborn with it. There we go. There we go. Got another one. We'll get one more. There we go. I think I killed the creeper. Yeah, I did. So we got a few. We got 4. So that's enough for the moment to keep going on this. So let me go ahead and... Well, first let me get rid of the pot drops we got here. I don't need the experience. I don't need the string, the arrows. Ooh, skeleton skull. Thank you. Okay, so now that we got Demonic Will, this is used in... different crafting recipes, and we'll get into more of this will quality a little bit later. But the first thing we're going to need is a blood altar, and this is why we need to go grab some of this Demonic Will. So this is going to be your primary altar for the mod. It's made with 4 stone, cooked stone, whatever you want to call it, a furnace, 2 gold, and one of those Demonic Will. Since it's being used up in the crafting recipe, I'm just going to use the lowest quality one I have, which is 0.93. Sorry, let me grab this. And I'll be honest, guys, I currently still do not have a spot picked out for where I want to base blood magic at, so for today at least, we're just going to have the altar, like, right here. So this is kind of cool. It looks slightly bigger than one block, with the edges kind of protruding to the next one, but no, it is still one block. But so this is your basic blood altar, and this is also what you're going to be using to craft most of the things in this pack as well. Sorry, there's a couple other items we're going to need. One of the things we're going to need, you're going to want some food on standby, because you're going to be draining your health a lot during this mod, at least at first. So you're going to be wanting to have some stuff on standby to repair, or to heal your health back up. Potions work too, that's fine too. So let me get over here to the blood altar. So how this thing works is it actually holds what's known as life essence. Life essence is basically the mana, for lack of a better term, for this mod. It's used for your different crafting. You get it from either mobs or from yourself, when you're going to start with getting it from yourself. So the first thing we're going to need is known as a Dagger of Sacrifice, or Sacrificial Dagger. So this is simply 5 glass, a gold ingot, and an iron ingot, and that gets you 1 dagger. And actually, I don't need these snares anymore at the moment. I've got a decent amount of this stuff handy. Okay. Now you're going to want to be, like, kind of close to the altar when you do this. But if you right-click with the dagger, you'll notice there is now essence, life essence in the altar. The reason it's going down is because the altar has its own internal storage buffer tank thing, but that's where the first bits of life essence that end the altar will go to that first. So you can actually right click this multiple times, and you notice it's taking 1 heart of health each time I'm doing this. And I'm going to stop right there. Okay. You can kill yourself doing this, just FYI, so be careful. It's very possible to kill yourself. Oh, I'm out of range. Really? My wireless doesn't reach that far? Come on. Come on. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm really got to expand that network. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need, and that we need life essence for, is... Actually, I need 2 of these if I can. Is we need to take a diamond. I need to get some health back. Ah, and you see now, you notice our life essence is staying the same. It's not decreasing any further. So... yeah, thankfully that's done for now. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need is the main tool that you're going to be using as a blood alchemist is a... oh gosh, what's the name of it? Blood Orb. And now the first Blood Orb you can get is the weak one. You can see there's lots of them. You got Weak, Apprentice, Magician, Master, and Archmage. And the weak one is simply 1 diamond with 2,000... life points, life essence, life points, whatever you're going to call it, in the altar, and that gets you a weak blood orb. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here, and if you notice the life essence is now decreasing in the altar as the life essence is infused into the diamond. Now this eating food thing is going to get real old real quick, unfortunately. But that's one of the downsides to this mod, at least at first, is you end up using, like, so much stuff doing this. And needing a lot of health recovery. Either potions, or just a lot of food, or whatever, what have you on this. We should be getting fairly close here in just a moment. Okay, there we go. And if you notice, now we have a blood orb. So, we should be able to right-click that and take that out of the altar. We can. And now I believe you right-click this to bind it to yourself. Yes, that little hit I just took. So this blood orb is now bound to my character. No one else can use it except me. And yeah, that's about it. So this will store life essence on your person. So think of this as sort of like a mana tablet, but for life essence. And you see here it says current owner Vendible Sheik. That'd be me. And this will also be used in different crafting recipes to top it off. Sorry, this health thing's getting kind of annoying, so we're going to make something else that I had in mind in order to kind of mitigate this ever so slightly. So if we pull up on our backpack here, there is a flower here, the Fallen Canidae, that gives a regeneration property. Now, here's the catch with it, though. It doesn't work near blood altars, so you can't just place this flower next to a blood altar to have infinite regeneration. But I should be able to keep it, like, up here or something, and it should be fine, so we're going to go ahead and get this flower, because I'd really like to get some better health regen going on this. Let me go ahead and do this. So we need our bucket of water, which we got. 2 white petals, 2 yellow petals, an orange petal, and a rune of spring. And hey, we got a thing. Alright, so for now... Oh, I need dirt to place this on. Ha! I did not think of that far in advance. Well, maybe I can just do this. And... need our wand of the forest. Might be too far. Do I have a piece of dirt in here, please? Yes, I do. I thought I did. Okay. We'll move this closer to the pool for now until I get a better solution set up for this. This will be fine. Okay. There we go. Now it's close enough. Oh, maybe it was stopped by the blood altar. Maybe that has really good range on how far that reaches. Let's see, now we have lovely regeneration 3 in effect. So we're getting our health back extremely fast. So we can at least not worry as much about having to eat tons and tons of food to get this back. So let me go ahead and get our sacrificial dagger back. Because it doesn't say in here how far it stops them, right? No, it just says, blood mages place odd hexes on their altars, which cause the flower to malfunction. I do find interesting it mentions that in this book, but not in the actual blood magic book, but hey, whatever. So, alright, let's get more life essence in here. We can hold 10k, and I'd like to get more than that. I am going to get another Blood Orb because, like I said, this is used in some crafting recipes. And some of these I can teach our AE system to make eventually. But I'll need a Blood Orb actually in the system to do it. So I am going to craft a second Blood Orb. Which that one's not as important. In the meantime, while that's busy crafting, we're going to make a few more items and a few more crafting things that we'll need for this. So, for starters, we have this, the Hellfire Forge. This is used for some more of the other crafting recipes we're going to need eventually, getting into some of the weapons and equipment this can make, and other components used. Like here we have sentient weapons, that kind of stuff. We'll get into more of these later. But this is simply made with 2 iron, a piece of gold, 4 stone, and a block of iron. And that gets you a Hellfire Forge. So we'll take that with us. Oh, yay, quest. And now here we have the Alchemy Table. This is also used in crafting. I really never did alchemy much, because back when I last played around with blood magic, alchemy wasn't as big of a thing at the time. So I really never used this before, but now we're going to have to. So the Alchemy Table is 3 stone, 2 wood, a blaze rod, 2 gold, and then any blood orb. The blood orb is not consumed in the crafting, so you don't have to worry about losing your blood orb. So something to keep in mind there, that's really nice. Let me, here, I don't need, the Lexica Botania anymore, or I thought I needed the one in the forest, but I didn't. So we'll store those in there. And apparently this doesn't work outside, so I'll just store that in there as well. I'm going to run back up here and see our buddy, the flower, real quick so that I can get some health back. There we go. You had to be pretty close for that to work, but that's fine. As long as we don't have to eat food for like 20 minutes, that works for me. So let me go ahead and put the Hellfire Forge down. And you see this has a very interesting crafting interface. We'll come back to this shortly. Same with the Alchemy Table. I'm just putting them down mainly to get them out of my inventory for right now. But, yeah, that lets you see those briefly. I really like this. Oh, this takes up 2 blocks. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Alright, we have our second Blood Orb. This thing, I don't think it matters if I'm going to bind that or not, since I'm just going to end up throwing this in our network to use for crafting recipes. The next recipe we're going to need is we need to get a book. And let's see if I can find it in here. Yeah, this thing. The Inspectoris Scandalum. This is simply any book, any blood altar with 1,000 life points gets you the Inspectoris Scandalum. So let me put that in there, and while that's in there, I'm going to go throw this second Blood Orb back in the AE network. The one that's not bound to me, thank you very much. Yeah, okay. So later on I'll be able to use that as needed. Go down here. Okay, and you can see the book is done. I've never actually looked at this book before, so... Oh, we got a quest done. Set to tier 2. Huh. Hey, we're getting quests left and right. Holy cow. Let me... Oh, okay, because we forged all this stuff. Okay, that's fine, yeah. Okay, making sure that I got some space for this. Sacrificial dagger. Oh, 2 potions of regeneration. Very nice. Oh, regeneration 2 and regeneration 1. Okay, cool. This did end up adding a bit more to my inventory than I thought it would, so let me get rid of some of these. I don't really need the potions of regeneration since we've got the flower up there. So I'll go ahead and use one of each of them. And let me go ahead and get rid of... Oh, Slime Sling. Cool. Don't need it now, but it's kind of cool. I might show that off before the end. Mob Imprisonment Tool. I don't need that. And I might need this to show off with the Slime Sling if I get to it. So let me just add these to my backpack. Okay. Let me take a look at our quest book here and see where our next step should be. Yeah, blank slate, yeah. Because we can actually get our altar here to tier 2 fairly quickly. But we're going to need what are known as blank ruins to do that. So these are blank ruins, and they're made with 6 stone, a blood orb, any blood orb. You can see it cycling through the different blood orbs as it does this too. And then blank slate, which is a new thing that we haven't made yet. Blank slates are made in the blood altar, and they're made from just a block of stone with 1,000 life points. Life essence, life points. So, the problem with this, and the annoying thing is, you will need a lot of these. You will go through so many of these blank ruins during this. And the problem is that there's really no way, as far as I'm aware of, to automate this. Actually, I drank one of my potions. I don't know really of a way to automate this because of the way this altar works. So, like, you know, we have to... I just put the book in there for now because I don't really need it at the moment. Because you have to right-click an item onto this, you have to wait for it to be done, and then you have to right-click it back off of it. And there's really not a good way to, like... As far as I know, not a good way to automate this. At least not without some very complicated, like redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or something similar. This doesn't take long to forge, which is a good thing. Because our first one we're going to need, we need 8 of these to start with. Or no, we need 16 of these. Oh, gosh. You see what I mean already? So yeah, 16,000 life points when I'm getting a mere 200 each or so. Now, later on, I can improve how quickly we gain life points here, but I just can't do that for a while. That's the problem. Okay. Yeah, has to be with an empty hand to get that off. Okay. Yeah, regeneration 1's not bad. It's better than nothing. Yeah, definitely potions are your friend here. And go ahead and eat some watermelon while I'm over here. I didn't really bother with any super high quality food on this playthrough yet. Eventually we will. But we just don't need to at the moment. Because we're getting by just fine with what we got. And before now, we really only needed to stave off hunger. It wasn't really for any real massive regeneration like we're needing for this now. Let me go ahead and head up to our flower up here again and get some super regen going on here. Oh, I can't have 2 regeneration effects at once, so I'm still stuck with regeneration 1 until the current potion wears off. That's fine, not a big deal. But once that ends, I should get my regeneration 3. Yeah, there we go. Oh, regeneration 3 is so nice. That's our nutrition bar. Just gonna say, this should be doing great now. Because we can eat so much more constantly. Now, let me see here. How many do we have? Oh, we're 7. We're about halfway. Alright. I will come back in a minute once I'm done getting the rest of... Okay, 8. We have 8 now. Yeah, I'll come back in a little bit once I'm done getting the rest of these, because I need 8 more of these things. So, and that's going to be just me sitting here, clicking this on, and then going to heal and coming back. So, give me a few minutes. Okay, back to where we were. We got our needed blank slates we have. Now we have 17. We need 1 for an extra crafting thing we're going to get to shortly here. So let me go ahead and get these blank ruins that we need. Should be... Yeah, here we go. Let's just do this. And I need 1 here. We'll drop the rest. So I need 8 of these currently. Right, 8. And I need my... Oh, right. I forgot. We have the one in the crafting grid itself. Sweet. Forgot about that. Alright, so we got our blank ruins here. Now, it's very important that if you care about... Yes, Blood Altar Tier 2. If you care about any life essence in here, use it up, because we're going to break this in a second, and that's going to destroy whatever is in here. So here's something else that the Inspectoris Scanalum can do. It is used to tell you what's missing if you're trying to build the next tier altar. So if you shift right-click while holding the book, you see it tells you the coordinates of where it's missing a ruin at. It's kind of less helpful than I would like it to be, but it's not a big deal. So something you should know about how these ruins are upgraded is it builds down from underneath it. So like, well, I'll need a cobblestone or something in the middle to place this again. So it doesn't matter what's in the middle, but I just had to have a solid object to place the actual blood altar on. But this is now a tier 2 altar. And it'll expand downward for each tier. So like tier 3 will be another step down, then 4, and then 5. There's technically 6 tiers of altar, but the 6th one can only be gotten in creative mode. So realistically, we're only going to get 5 tiers. I'm still not 100% sure where I'm going to set this up at. So alright, a couple other things we're going to get before we end for now. And let's see, we should be done here. Missing a solid block at -71. 80 and negative 250. Hang on, what? I'm not sure why that's... Because that should be a tier 2 altar. That's the correct shape. Well, I got some other things to... I'll have to play with that between episodes, because I got a few more things to show you guys before we end this one. Alright, so the Hellfire Forge. One of the things we can make with this is Tartaric Gems, which we're going to need these later on for crafting some other things. So let me pull up the recipe here, if I can find it again. Here we go. Or Petty Tartaric Gems, my bad. So this is, you have to have Demonic Will in the Hellfire Forge to craft this, but it's just blue dye, which in this case we're going to use lapis, because that counts as blue dye. Gold, redstone, and any glass. So I'm just going to try to do this twice. Glass, and then let's put this in here. Okay, yeah, it's filling up the crafting grid. And there we go. There's our Petty Tartaric Gem. And you notice that decreases the quality on the Demonic Will. And each time it gets less. Okay, those do not stack. Okay, so that lets you... Can I, like... No, I can't. Can I do this? No. Okay. Well, what can I do with these little low forms of Demonic Will? We'll have to figure that out. But these are used in some other crafting recipes later on, like getting some of the sentient tools. And then we're going to need this for another function, which we're going to actually make right now. We need Arcane Ashes. This is used for some of our alchemy. And I believe you can make this with just the regular Demonic Will. But we're going to need redstone, bone meal, gunpowder, and coal. Hey, quest. Redstone, gunpowder, okay. And let me, can I use part of this? Oh, it can be used for the whole thing, apparently. Huh, didn't use anything. Okay, cool. So here we have Arcane Ashes. Now this is used to draw an alchemy circle. Let me grab this in case I need it. And I've never used these before because this is not the way this was crafted previously, but let me just try it and see what happens. Okay. So this forms an alchemy array, and alchemy requires 2 ingredients, a primary and then a secondary ingredient. So we're gonna be making a Divination Sigil, it's called. You'll use this a ton, and if I am able to create it correctly, we'll get into more how it's used. So I believe if I'm reading this correctly, you start with a piece of redstone and then add a blank slate to the circle. So let's try that. Okay, and then... Okay, yes, I think we did it right. That's kind of cool. I wish it had like a sound effect or something, but still, it looks great. Yes, we got it. Divination Sigil. You will need this a lot. What this thing does is it tells you the amount of life essence in your soul network, which your soul network is like your personal pool of life essence. It's also, it's how much life essence is actually in your blood orb. So yeah, currently we have 400 life points in there. Oh, now it's working properly. I don't know, because now it says it's tier 2. Okay, I don't know. If you notice too, when I'm hovering over this, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, it says what the capacity is on the altar currently, and what tier it is. So that's really cool that you can see that. Okay, so let me see. Can I just... Alright, it's going down again because the altar was upgraded, so we lost the buffer that was in the tanks. Yeah, the altar actually has 3 tanks, an output tank, an input tank, and the primary tank that you actually... But you can't see the input and output tank. They're just used for different functions on it. They're not really anything I'm going to get into, though. But just know that they're there, and that's why your life essence is going to go into that first. The amount of life essence it stores is 10% of the capacity of the altar. So at some point, this should stop going down. But anyway, more on the Divination Sigil. The Divination Sigil is mainly important because later on we'll get into some of these other sigils that have different functions, but these require life essence to run, which means it will draw them from your stored life essence first that your Blood Orb is holding. Remember I said it's like a mana tablet. But then why these are kind of dangerous and why you're going to want to keep this to see how many life points you're carrying is because if you run out of life points and say you're running one of these sigils, it will then... Oh, that's... Okay, that's kind of cool. The, whatever you're running will then take life essence from your health. And yes, it can very quickly kill you doing that. Just keep that in mind for almost anything in this mod, is that you could very easily kill yourself if you're not careful, or if you misclick, or whatever the case may be. Alright, we're a little over our time limit as usual. I'm going to see if I can get this Elytra to work real quick. I might be able to show this off. I've really never used an Elytra. I'm not even sure how they work. No, I know it's a glider, but that's really about it. Oh, I'm apparently gliding now with it. Okay, well, I kind of got it. Alright, so, real quick, I said I wanted to talk about the slime sling briefly. This is kind of a fun item. I honestly forgot it existed. That's made with a congealed slime block, 3 slime, 2 strings, and congealed slime block is just 4 slime. And what this thing does is it, like, flings you around, basically. Yeah, like that. So if you aim at a solid block, I think it's any solid block, yeah, it pushes you the opposite direction of the solid block. Now, the benefit to this and why it's fun is you can use this for exploration, especially if you have not necessarily an Elytra, but really any early glider can be used for this. What you can do is you can stare down at the ground, launch yourself into the air, and then glide to a distant point. So with a glider, it could actually be an early form of flight, really. Yeah, now we're gliding. Okay. That's weird how that controls. So yeah, it's kind of a cool thing to have. I think there's slime boots as well. Yeah, we're gliding. I've really never used Elytras before. That's really cool. I don't know what I took damage on right there. Let me check. Is there slime boots in this? Yeah, not from the armor mod. Is there just boots in general? Yes. Don't quote me on this, but I believe the slime boots made with more congealed slime and slime either lessen or negate fall damage. I'm going to guess it's lessen. I highly doubt something that easy to make would completely remove fall damage, but I could be wrong. But now, last thing I want to mention real quick is I know that we are long overdue for a world download, but we're not quite ready yet. I will have a world download next episode, but I'm working on another project that I would like to have for you guys for the next download. So, yeah, world download will be in the next episode. I'll have a spot picked out for the blood altar in the next episode. So that'll finally be dealt with in the meantime. We'll get into more how to upgrade this altar, more on the Demon Forge. And I'll give you guys kind of a little bit of a sneak preview for what I've been working on. So I'm finally getting... I had talked about getting a proper road to the world spawn. And you can see I have been working on that. Fairly big project, and not really going to show it too closely. Yeah, clouds are convenient. Not going to get too close to it right now, but yeah, just know that we're working on it, and this will be ready by the next time I have this, and we'll have the world download with the better area for people popping into the world for the first time. We'll have a complete road to get to the base. We'll have another way to get to the base if you don't feel like walking the road. But yeah, I'm not going to show you that this time because we're not quite done yet. We'll get into that next time that we are on here. So that's going to be all for today, I think. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and we will continue more on Blood Magic next time.